Orange Seal is the preferred tubeless sealant here at the Bike Lab. We use it on everything from gravel bikes, road bikes, to mountain bikes. And we wanted to do a quick little video on the differences between their two main options. When Tubeless first arrived, it first arrived on mountain bikes. And that's because you have so many different things you interact with on a mountain bike trail that can cause your tire to go flat. So the sealant was a great way to do a couple of things. A, reinforce and support a tubeless system. When you're on a mountain bike riding a tubeless system, you can run a lower pressure, which gives you more grip and a little added suspension, especially on your hardtail bikes. But they found as tubeless has evolved, especially over the last 5 years, that the regular formula they had sealed a lot of different punctures up to 1/4 of an inch and even a little bit bigger, but it didn't last as long as was needed in some of the other systems that don't interact with as nearly many larger punctures. So they have their regular sealant. This has been around for a crazy long time. It's very eco-friendly. Some of the initial tubeless stuff that came out had some elements in it that would corrode the nipples and the spokes on your wheel. This does not do that. We highly recommend this for any kind of mountain biking that you're going to go do. The new one they've launched, and it's been up for a little bit, is their endurance formula, right? So the endurance formula, what's nice is it lasts 2 to 3 times longer than the regular formula. Still seals up to that 1/4 inch, that 1/4 inch hole. But it's really good for your road bikes and your gravel bikes, where you're really trying to support the tubeless system and aren't going to have as many large punctures occur, and you still want to have that tubeless setup ready to go. So for road bikes and gravel bikes, we recommend the endurance sealant. It lasts a longer time. You're not having to refresh it as often. For your mountain bikes, we recommend the regular formula. Yes, you will have to kind of top it off with that same frequency, but it seals those larger holes and supports that system where you have a greater likelihood of punctures happening. Now, I've said lasts 2 to 3 times longer. What's that mean? The regular formula in mountain bikes we find lasts 3 to 6 months, depending upon how often you ride and how much you put in as you kind of go. And we just recommend using their standard formulas on the back. So that means that the road and gravel one will last 2 to 3 times that. So upwards of 6 to 12 months, depending upon, again, how often you ride and how much sealant you have in there. What we find is if you don't ride frequently, the sealant lasts a shorter amount of time. The longer it sits, the faster it kind of dries out. But if you're riding more consistently, turning the sealant in the tires, it can last quite a bit longer. But we wanted to go through both of those options with Orange Seal because it's good to have options, and it's good to have something that sets up your tubeless road or tubeless gravel setup, but doesn't take nearly as much on the day-to-day maintenance as what the regular stuff would take. Again, if you have any questions about tubeless tire setups, about Orange Seal, or how to get that done, in the link below, you'll find links to get you some Orange Seal from us. But also, we can click and connect and help you get that installed here in Oklahoma City. If you're not in Oklahoma City, we suggest just connecting with a local dealer. We find that the dealers who are dealing Specialized and Cannondale Bikes know what they're talking about. So we just recommend anyone dealing those brands, usually the repair and tech folks, will know how to get you set up tubeless and running.